And I call the member for Gilmore.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. As Chair of the Population Growth and Population Development Committee, I have recently had the opportunity to visit Papua New Guinea, where I saw the work of many groups, all working toward the advancement of women and children, their protection, their rights, their education and their potential. Given that yesterday was the United Nations Universal Children's Day, which was established on the 20th of November 1954 to promote international togetherness, awareness among children worldwide and improving children's welfare, it was gratifying to see many different groups in PNG all working together to achieve the same goal. It's fitting then that today we acknowledge the work of UNICEF as it celebrates its 70th anniversary on the 11th of December in 2016. 70 years and 10 has a certain ring of determination to achieve with dignity and positivity, and that's exactly what UNICEF has done. We in Australia need to honour the principles established back in 1954 that were mandated by the United Nations General Assembly to advocate for the protection of children's rights, to help meet their needs and expand opportunities for each one to reach their full potential. I believe this should be to be the best of our ability in our own communities, our own nation and, where possible, for other nations as well. Australian aid is an integral part of this call to action, and with our increased participation in places such as PNG, we are truly reflecting the advocacy for women and children. This advocacy is particularly important, and we should again thank the Minister for Foreign Affairs for an announcement of $21 million a year in core funding to UNICEF's regular resources set out in the Strategic Partnership Framework. UNICEF now operates in over 190 countries and territories and providing a range of important services including child protection, education and child survival needs such as nutrition and sanitation, often in partnership with Save the Children projects, Oxfam and World Vision. All such groups are impressive in the work they do to achieve their individual goals. In PNG, the delegation had the chance to meet also with Olusola Ismail from UNICEF, along with other representatives, Kofi Kuame from the United Nations Population Fund, Dr Pieter van Maren working in PNG with the World Health Organization, Jennifer El Sibai from Save the Children Fund, Catherine Bedford from Voluntary Services Overseas PNG, Anna Byron from CARE, coordinating support for the coffee industry, and the wonderful Alma Lance, the first female extension graduate for the CARE PNG Coffee Industry Support Initiative, just to mention a few. UNICEF was originally created by the United Nations General Assembly in 1946 to provide such emergency food, health care for children in countries that had been devastated by World War II. The Polish physician Ludwik Rachman is widely regarded as the founder of UNICEF and served as its first chairman from 1946. UNICEF relies on contributions from governments and private donors. 2/3 of their funds are from government contributions. Private groups and some 6 million individuals worldwide contribute to the rest through the national committees. It's estimated that around 92% of UNICEF revenue is distributed to program services. UNICEF's programming emphasises developing community-level services to help in the nations where they are working. Often Australia pitches in for additional essential emergency funding, such as the recent contribution announced by Minister for Foreign Affairs of $1.5 million in funding for UNICEF after Hurricane Matthew in Haiti. The UNICEF Executive Director, Anthony Lake, in his message on Universal Children's Day yesterday, highlighted the plight of millions of children around the world, and as head of United Nations Children's Fund, has called on everyone to recommit themselves to protect the rights of every child. He said, "When we protect their rights, we're not only preventing their suffering, we're not only safeguarding their lives, we are protecting our common future." Yesterday also marks the day in 1989 when the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Convention on the Rights of the Child, a human rights treaty that changed the way children are viewed and treated as human beings with a distinct set of rights instead of as passive objects of care and charity. The following are also words from his wisdom. "It is time to confront the uncomfortable truth that around the planet the rights of millions of children are being violated every day, even in our own backyard," and that's an addendum. "Children's rights are being violated around the world in every country, wherever children are the victims of violence, abuse, exploitation, violated wherever they're deprived of an education. We absolutely have to pour accolades on such organisations as UNICEF and all their staff in their tireless tireless efforts to make the lives of women and children that much better for all of us.
I thank the member for Gilmore. Question